This is going to be a good one. I mean, the previous one being a little bit one-sided on Inferno, I would say, but I'm expecting a lot more here on Nuke, Mitch, I do have to say.
I 100% agree. This should be a tighter game, and one can only hope for it. As we look towards Godsend, they're going to fast push down on ramp, and Choppers falls back. No support to come through with the molly going down. And so a lot of danger down on the B bomb site. But there has been a rotation through. Some Dae-Jung at the single door. He's looking to catch a couple as they move on out. Not able to catch the shots. They know Chopper is up close, and things are very dangerous. Some Dae-Jung smoked out. Chopper's taken down. At least Madden is deleted. And lots of damage done to Crystal, who was trying to lurk on ramp but missed the shots. Now Godsend are in a little bit of trouble holding down.
Ooh, oh, some Dae-Jung just comes in and cleans up 2 of them, though, over towards the bomb site. They do, of course, know where Zen is because he's already gotten himself 3 kills. He's actually continuing to just fight this. Has dropped it to the 1 versus 1 now and is looking for the ace for himself. The bomb planted for his position. He's already done some good damage, actually, on towards Mir, although it's slightly behind the box. So Mir's just going ahead and sticking it at this point, forcing the push to come in. With that, is able to get the fight and the headshot for himself. So Mir, he manages to clutch it out and save it in the end, but Zen was so close to being able to take that. If the bomb was a little bit wider out, if it wasn't planted in the safety of the corner there, if he had the vision on it, then that would have been perfect.
Yeah, and a big issue, I suppose, in how Crystal wasn't able to hold down ramp. He's the pivotal player for that bomb plant, because if he holds it down effectively, they don't have to play passive behind the box. They can plant it more out in the open. But because he died, they knew that at any moment someone could swing out on the ramp and completely delete them, so there was no option to go anywhere else, and ultimately it ends up costing them the round. But a really nice attempt by Zen either way, almost getting the ace. Now it's Spirit with a 1-0. They've decided to go in for 2 SMGs and a scout alongside the M4s. And Godsend have got a tough task on their hands. They have managed to pull out the Krieg yet again alongside a Galil, an SMG, and 2 Deagles. Force buying up this second round is a constant trend, and with the bomb plant, they obviously have a pretty solid buy compared to their opponents, considering they're 1-0 down. There's not that much of a distance between what both teams are able to pull out.
Yeah, I mean, the weaponry definitely a little bit better for Team Spirit, but you see there's still actually a few nades left for Godsend, which isn't really the case for Spirit at this point. They have 2 flashes and a smoke. Thankfully, they do end up actually picking up a kill towards outside there as Godsend are beginning to move forward, so they've been able to at least get themselves an advantage in terms of the manpower as well. And I mean, Mir's just having an easy time right now, apparently. Finds another 2 players trying to push him down towards Maine. Eventually gets traded, but has left them in a pretty smooth 4 versus 2 from here on out, I would say. And indeed, they actually just decide to take that fight towards outside, continue being aggressive, and they end up cleaning up with only 1 more casualty. So Team Spirit, they managed to get that anti-eco. They do so, keeping 3 players alive, not too bad. This round here, I'm not expecting really much investment from Godsend. Michael, obviously, although he has 3,800, he's aiming to get the op out in the next round, so don't really expect him to buy up really anything. So then it's just the 1 Deagle on Maiden, 2 smokes, 3 smokes actually. So with that, we might see them again trying to take it towards outside.
Certainly looks like it off the bat, with Mikey throwing a smoke out there, and they've got one for the cross. The molly, though, is going to slow them down significantly. Oh no, did it not land properly? We just saw someone jump completely through it. Now jumping around the left side before it spread. Okay, so it did slow the rest of the players down. Crystal was already tucked up in the corner. Now for Team Spirit, they know they've given up secret control. They don't need to play too aggressive on rotations in this round. They know they're up against a much weaker buy. The nade goes down, but the players are too far back to really get hit by that. And Godsend are hoping that they can bait out a more aggressive play. They've still got a player sat on outside, Madden, who's looking to catch them as they go in for a flank down through secret, but Team Spirit, they're not a team that like to go over aggressive. They know when they need to do it, and when they don't, Magix, he's hit up so heavy. Finds the kill, but that could cost him his life, and indeed it will. Sticko taking him down with the P250 and putting it into a 4v4 with the B bomb site control. Sticko watching the door, Merc comes in, and he's gone immediately after, but the bomb isn't planted. The reaction from Chopper to push through the doors has unfortunately stopped them in their tracks. As Michael gets another kill, though, Dean, this pans out to be a pretty good round. Now into a 1 versus 2.
Yeah, I mean, this is winnable. It looks like he does want to peek towards single door. If he does, of course, the scout right now, Vitus Balance is posted up. He's on 71 health, so it's basically an op. And Indeed. Just one shot to the body is all that's needed to be connected there. So the round is closed out for Team Spirit. But again, some really good damage being done. I mean, there was very little investment there from Godsend the previous round as well. They were able to get 2 kills. So overall, the amount of damage they've been doing here to the economy, the CTs early on, is good. And that's what you need. If you lose the pistol, ideally you want to keep the damage on, not allow for the CTs here on Nuke especially, to build up the economy, because once the economy gets going here on the CT side, it can actually be tough to put a stop to it. So they have a good opportunity here. They have the op, they have all the rifles, plenty of nades, and you can see there is a bit of a weakness for Team Spirit as Magix is stuck onto an MP9. So that's not really ideal. So a chance here, Godsend, if they get this round, try and take a couple, potentially more, because there would be a couple players actually looking at a double eco for Team Spirit.
Godsend setting up for the smokes on outside yet again. They had success with in the previous round, so at least throwing them out will make the CTs a little bit worried, but you can see they've changed their setup. They've left Idis Balance here with an op, and he picks off Crystal, sticks around for more. Unlikely to get a peek. Yeah, the molly going down pretty much confirms that he has to fall back, but a very worthwhile trade for Team Spirit, bridging the gap with the SMG in play for Magix. Oh no, but Mur's down. Mike on 12 HP, so at least that makes it a little more difficult. But Magix has been spotted. He's going to be mollied out. He has to push one of these angles, and it's towards outside. 58 HP tucked in the corner. Some Dae-Jung goes down. Idis Balance answering to Michael, but is it enough? That was the low HP player taken down, and Zen, he hears the players coming. He knows where Idis Balance is. Madden is here on the ladder to catch them off, and with Chopper being in a 1v2, he tries to get aggressive and spot out that second player. Little does he know they're both around heaven. And Godsend have got a lot of control to play with.
Ooh. Okay, if he drops Zen, there's definitely a chance. That was the bomb. So, I mean, an opportunity arose right there for him to try and have the 1 versus 1s, at least unfortunately not able to connect the shots. So, as I said now, Team Spirit, they've lost that round. They're left in a tough spot with one player looking at the double eco. I mean, they get 1900 in this next round, so they could buy on the majority of the players in the follow, and it'd only be some Dae-Jung that wouldn't have enough. But even then, on the players that they would have enough to buy on most of them, really, they would be lacking in terms of what nades and such they have available. So it's a very tough spot to be in. There's a chance here for Godsend to actually build up a few rounds here fairly early on the T side. And this one should be quite straightforward, because it is just 5 USBs right now. No nades even being bought up. It is absolutely zero investment at this point from Team Spirit. So really the goal here for Godsend is to keep everyone alive. If they take any casualties, then I would say it is a fairly successful round for the CTs. But let's see. Outside control coming in, going towards somewhere where, of course, with these rifles, they are going to be heavily favored in all of these duels, keeping the range.
In these kind of rounds, you don't expect much from the USPs. You see why. Look, he has the jump on him. He's hitting the headshot even. But they have so much time to turn around and just take him down. Unlucky for Chopper. Still decent damage done. If they can manage to drop Madden, they would be very happy. But look where Madden's playing. He's tucked in. He's got teammates all around him, making sure he doesn't fall. You just don't want to lose that rifle. And really, it feels like a lost cause. And you can see it is.
Crystal cleans it up.
3-2.
Yeah, and I mean, kind of as expected there. I didn't expect any investment. Godsend are able to keep everyone alive. This is where the buy comes out. As I said, though, it's still going to be a little bit weaker than they'd hope for. Ideally, you want to see a kick coming out as well. So, I mean, if that's the case here, we're going to see another sacrifice having to come in from one of these players. Some Dae-Jung's actually bought up an MP9, switched with Magix. Okay. Has he gone for a kit? Yeah, we'll get the kit in the end. So they do have at least one defuse gear to work with, but as I said, it's a little bit lacking. If they lose this one, then they're looking at another eco. At that point, Godsend probably going to be taking the lead here on the B side. So this round is just so important. And already, Godsend just going straight towards outside. That's a little bit different. The Molotov down, I'm not sure if that was thrown in maybe by Godsend to stop the smoke from being able to bloom properly, but either way, I would imagine not thrown in by Team Spirit rather to try and stop the smoke, but I don't think so because there was no smoke thrown down from Godsend. So I guess it was to give them the chance to fight towards Maine. But already, secret control being taken here by one player, one towards outside as well, as they set themselves up for what looks like it is going to be an eventual split towards B, but that's an issue.
You never like being a player down for very limited extra map control. Not having anybody down in secret at the moment, Godsend not going to struggle to cause any confusion for the CT side. It's a very valuable spot to be held by Magix. And you can see they're really slowing down their play. As smokes start to fade, Sticko's going to hope to catch one off as Utility's being set up at the moment to allow Crystal and Sticko to push in together. The flash in as Crystal makes it into Maine. They're going to push forward. Dae-Jung down. Very important frag for Crystal. He gets fragged, but they know exactly where the player is in heaven. Not able to get the kill. Sticko cautious of a player coming behind, but he can't win the fight versus Magix either. And a good setup by Godsend. They're trying to recover from the man disadvantage, but every shot being hit by the CT side, and unfortunately, that does mean they lose the round. 4 on the board for Spirit. At least they've got the money to invest.
Yeah, Nades Balance able to get that op upgrade as well off of Michael, so has that to work with now for himself. Definitely a big positive. That's a pretty good spawn towards outside as well. I believe it's a zone up that he just took back. Like, yeah, no. Can't believe you stole that from me. Give me that back. But, yeah, good spawn towards outside, so he'll probably take that out there. It is obviously another buy round here from Godsend, but they themselves not having the op this time, instead just their rifle. So we might see something a little bit quicker from them yet again, considering overall, just in general, we've seen Godsend keeping up a pretty high pace even back on map number 1. So, I mean, let's see. Idis Balance actually getting burned down heavily towards Maine here in the beginning. In the meantime, though, they are just trying to actually creep through this ramp smoke. That's a very dangerous play. Chopper has an easy kill on Sticko. There was another couple players ready to follow up, but they weren't able to make it out in time. So, I mean, not really much that can be done. It's Crystal, though, who is creeped out towards the vent. Has made his way down. I don't think he made any noise either. So, I mean, he could be the player to perhaps actually pull this back for Godsend. Especially as they should just have this ramp control because it was given up. Okay, Crystal, waiting to see if he can maybe spot someone else. Goes for that first kill, pops out, sees Chopper on the bomb site, and at this point they do know that ramp is clear, that they've given this up. They've gone ahead and just decided to hold towards the bomb site itself, and they have at least traded out towards Chopper as well. So the bomb should be planted now. It's going to be that 3-on-3. Nades-wise, it's not too great. There's no smokes for the CTs to actually work with on this retake either. It's just a couple flashes, some nades, and then one Molotov.
Oh no, Michael dodges the nades perfectly. That could have been huge for Spirit. But no frag off of it. On the push forward, with time being a huge factor, they have one kit. It's on Mur. They've got to move together. They lose Magix. Out on the bomb site, Dae-Jung falls, and Mur, the only man with a kit. He's got a molly and a flash, and it looks like that's utility lost as he gets shut down on the bomb itself. Very brave to keep going for, but he was kind of in the middle of nowhere. No option to turn back. 3rd on the board for Godsend. Trading rounds back like this is perfectly fine for the T side, especially on Nuke. And it looks like it might just be more than a trade, as they look to equalize it against a very low buy from Team Spirit.
Yeah, very likely. I mean, there's a bit more investment than what we've seen in their previous eco round. This time they do invest a small bit at least. 2 players get Deagles. One of them even gets Kevlar behind it. That's Chopper, of course. So, I mean, a chance for them to try and keep the damage on. But even then, again, only getting 1900 in this next round leaves Mir on 3800 at that point. Leaves Magix down with not nearly enough either to get the buy for himself. I mean, at least Mir would be able to scrape out an M4 body armor or go for a FAMAS and get some nades and such. Magix, he only really has the option of FAMAS and limited nades. So it's a tough spot to be in. I do expect they probably will just buy in this next round, but it's an opportunity again for Godsend to really start taking the control. But that's a bit of damage. Maiden getting tagged down. I mean, the spam looking like it maybe could have connected a bit more. I think Godsend may have got slightly fortunate, but indeed, now beginning to move forward on outside. Smokes are down. They'll get themselves that secret control pretty easily. The question is now, how does Spirit react to this? Because for the moment, it is just Chopper down towards B. If they were to rotate quickly, if they could get a stack with those pistols, there would be the opportunity for a lot of damage to be done. But at the moment, as we can see, that is a stack instead up towards A.
These kind of rounds are, especially when you look at how Godsend are playing their T side, they're always dragged out with very minimal action, but the thing that I like to keep an eye on in these sort of situations is how Godsend approach this. Every angle they peek, every position they lurk on, is there an opportunity that they're giving away they don't need to? And at the moment, nothing is too dangerous. Zan's probably the only player that's in a position that worries me, but the chances of a full rush down through secret stairs are quite low. So he's really playing as a satellite. They've got vents controlled. They know everywhere Spirit are playing. And more importantly, every player, with the exception of Zan, has got an easy fallback if they do get pushed down. And Spirit make the wise choice of not just barreling down. Now, this is where you get some people saying, saving USPs? Idiots. But no, they're playing up on top of Silo to hopefully get an exit. They're avoiding giving Godsend a very small amount of money, but that money could make a difference eventually.
Yeah, and I mean, Chopper as Kevlar, well, how limited they are on money, that helps out as well. Perhaps the Deagle could be given over to someone who's going to be on an SMG like Magix. Personally, I'd give him the Deagle over so he still has a bit of a ranged weapon, but I don't think they're going to do it. Chopper just going to keep it for himself. Not normally something you'll think about, especially when you're on a gun round, about who gets those secondary weapons. It'd be more so if your other teammates are eco and they're like, oh yeah, I can give you this Deagle. But yeah, I mean, as I said, I expected this buy to be very limited for Team Spirit, and it is. They don't even have a defuse kit. Very, very few nades, so this is tough. I mean, Godsend, if they continue playing slow like they have been, especially, they can run down these nades in a couple of seconds. So Team Spirit ideally need to try and get themselves some sort of advantage early on, potentially a pick or something. For the moment, though, not really trying to get aggressive anywhere, are they? Okay, no, never mind. Actually, 2 players pushing up in towards ramp. The op leading the way.
Chopper didn't need the frag grenade here. Could have easily gotten a kid instead. Oh, that was awkward. Sticko not able to find the kill. The 180, so understandable. Yeah, I would have much rather Chopper have that kid to play with than a frag grenade. But anyways, we'll see if it makes a difference. Godsend a man down. They haven't been playing well when they lose the opening duel, or at least don't manage to trade it out. Smoke's going in and flashes as well. Looks like they want to get nice and aggressive up towards heaven and hell. And they're making their way up there. Dae-Jung is in a little bit of danger. Tucked up above. He's about to be peeked at wide here. Zen is watching down below, but he spots him above. Forces him back. And a flash goes through. Michael about to swing in and look for that kill. But his opponent's already gone, and Balance just holding the angle down below and making sure the ladder is completely under their control. Great nade. That hit 3 people.
Yeah, I mean, definitely has done a considerable amount of damage to make things a little bit easier once the push does come in. And it will just likely have to be ended on this A-bomb site unless they were to move towards hell 5 seconds ago. So it's no longer really possible. And indeed, for the moment, I mean, Team Spirit have kind of shifted their attention. They got 2 players aggressive in lobby to try and find some info for themselves. Unfortunately, that didn't help. Oh my god, okay. Balance hits the no-scope, flicks up to get Michael as well. What has happened? That round just crumbled real quickly. Oh, jeez, I was trying to finish sentences, then I realized Balance was creeping up the ladder and no one was watching it. Then someone started watching it. He hits the no-scope anyway. And then that second kill, I don't know how he's not traded.
Oh, it's actually disgusting from Balance. You can't do that kind of stuff. 5-4. Single-handedly pulling that round back. Any question marks that were around whether it was going to work out or not completely went out the window. Looked like he put a laser sight in the weapon. A nice advantage to play with now for Team Spirit. The issue for them is that the T-sides still have that little bit of cash, but finally, Spirit are on a buy where they've got weapons, they've got full utility. They're not having to mix and match, you know, do I take a frag, do I take a kit? Who's got the SMG, the pistol? And they've really been struggling in that department. I mean, when you're trading back rounds, you're finding like at most 2 in a row, with the exception of the pistol. It's very hard to build up money on the CT side, and to keep any kind of stability there, you're always going to have someone struggling. So if they're going to pull ahead, this is the best chance they've had. 1 buy round? Yeah. Yeah, if they win this one, Godsend probably eco. They wouldn't want to mix the buy up too much.
Yeah, I mean, with Crystal 11-0, though, you never really know.
True.
It kind of comes down to how they're feeling in the moment. I guess it also depends how much damage they're able to do in this round. If they were to get stomped out, then there'd be very little chance that they'd buy. I think they definitely would just take that eco. Maybe buy up some nades on the players who could afford just to try and get a bomb plant. But yeah, as you said, this is the opportunity for Team Spirit to try and get themselves some control, some momentum here on the CT side if they can take it. Start to build up a bit of a lead rather than it just continuing to be back and forth as it has been so far. Which, as you pointed out, as most people would expect on a CT-sided map like Nuke, that is not going to be very good for the CTs. So yeah, they really do need to pick it up at this point. But right now, Godsend looking to maybe try and get themselves a bit of outside control. Perhaps for the A main split, because you see the deeper smokes going down. It'll give them the opportunity if they want to try and fight around garage and such, but it seems like they only really want to leave 1 player around there. Instead, gonna all fall back towards lobby. Even then, Maiden as well gonna actually come back over towards the lobby. So I mean, probably the A hit, they could still focus on ramp if they wanted, but really the goal of that being there just to try and pull a couple of players into actually looking towards outside.
And again, it's about 45 seconds when we see the movement forward. Flashes are late going over. Crystal loses a lot of health on the early push. Standing inside of Molly here. Madden gets taken down, but he's managed to do so much damage in the interim, and Balance in a 1v4. He's not looking good. Nades not quite as deep as you'd want, but it does make him decide, I don't want anything to do with this. They realize where he is. Come on, man. This guy is nuts. He's hitting so many quick scopes and no scopes. Can he do it? Can he ace clutch it? I mean, I wouldn't put it past him at this point. But he's being flanked out by Zen, 2 players in the site. Saving is pretty much his only option. Looking to see how much damage he can do as they exit. Surprised he hasn't just blitzed in towards the CT spawn, but he might get a result. With Zen right down below him. 61 HP though, Dean? Is he going to have to move?
Yeah, I believe so. I mean, he will eventually fall out here. Yeah, as you said, though, it's going to make noise. Zen realizes here's the scope, though, so tries to slow it down, then get a wide swing in and get the kill for himself, but that doesn't work out. I mean, he might have been alright if he was just out on the railings, because he was barely past the railings there, and he only lost like 3 health, so I don't know, but he didn't want to risk it anyway. Gets himself another kill, does some damage to the economy of Godsend, and it at least gives him the chance now to try and come back, and again, just trade another round, but it's not enough. There's already 5 here on the T side for Godsend. It's not how they want to end it, but if they do end it on 5, it is not the worst result. But yeah, I mean, there's a good bit of opportunity. There's still a few rounds to go for them to try and add another 1 or 2 to that even.
Like, Idis Balance is 13 for 4, and they're tied up 5-5 on the CT side. That really hurts. That's a mixed buy for sure. Oh man, no utility really past the mollies that are thrown down initially. Magix is getting lit up. He's back there with the deagle at the vents. He's hoping to catch them if they rush on down. I don't like the spot he's in. It's very prone to pre-fire. Sticko, no! He goes in by himself, and Dae-Jung takes him down completely with the auto shot. Gonna smoke down. He's gonna push back up and retrieve the rifle.
Yeah, is able to get a little upgrade to the Krieg. That's really handy. I mean, the auto shot is a good weapon, but more so just in the initial defense. If you have to rotate and retake, you are screwed. So, nice little rifle for him to work with. But in the meantime, Godsend have managed to make their way down towards Secret. There is 1 player, I believe, here on the bomb site actually playing above on the railings right now, so it is not completely defenseless, and obviously that ramp player rotating back down as quickly as he can has got into a pretty decent position, and there we go. Molotov goes down, he sticks around to get the 1 kill at least, make it a little bit easier now, and his Chopper's able to get a frag as well. They keep it in a nice 4-on-2. Oh, and okay, Zen, I guess, was expecting that rotation to come in from outside, but unfortunately it is checked and cleared by Magix, so all on Maiden. Yeah, looks like Team Spirit will be able to steal this one away. I mean, it wasn't a terrible buy, but it wasn't great either. So the fact that it looks like they may be able to take it convincingly is really good. But hang on, Maiden gets 1 more, at least making it slightly more costly, but it is inevitable that he does go down being so low.
Yeah, the HP definitely didn't help that situation. Zen plays the lurk whenever they go down to the B bomb site. He's constantly anchoring himself at the bottom of the stairs, looking for the outside flank. And he's never really gotten the opportunity to show us it, but that time he fortunately showed us how not to do it. Getting shot in the head straight away. Not a lot you can do when 2 players swing on you, just peeking that angle. And 6-5. Look, Team Spirit get a 6th round. Hurrah. Great job. But Godsend are already hot on their tail. We need to see a big change of performance for Team Spirit. Consistency is the key, and they caught them off guard with a couple of angles being held that Godsend just weren't expecting. The auto shotgun, especially up close in Maine. Now this is Godsend's turn to do a little bit of make a couple of wild plays. Rather, Magix is pushed off by the molly. They know he's in the close right corner, but oh, that molly, no! Crystal's gone to it. Bomb dropped. 2 guys can't push forward. Sticko's forced out of the door. He's taking a fight basically by himself, spamming Magix down to 28 HP. A very successful utility usage early on for Team Spirit.
Ooh, okay. Done another 4 damage there with another wallbang onto Magix. He's like, okay, I'm getting out of this vent right now. This is too dangerous. So another smoke goes down. I mean, the man advantage anyway, that damage that's been done onto Magix shouldn't be too crucial. I mean, it's a chance for perhaps Godsend to finish him off, try and get another couple of kills again. Just keep doing damage and keep that economy so low for the Team Spirit side so that they can just win 1 round and then try and actually break it. But right now, I mean, time's running down a little bit for Godsend, and they aren't really finding much ground for themselves. Still, where they've begun pretty much with 1 player in lobby, they do have 1 creeped up on outside being Zen, so they are aiming for an ace player.
No matter what the weapons are in the hands of Godsend, they'll run that clock all the way down, and it's starting to really worry Team Spirit. They've got to sit idle for so long. Low HP on Dae-Jung and Magix. It's dangerous with the deagles they're up against. Great nade, though. That should make it very easy to just spray out, you would imagine. But Sticko onto Magix. 1 more kill comes through. Now it's dangerous. Sticko has got the deagle to work with. He's being pursued. Idis balance up above 3 seconds, and he's already won the round for his team. Does he survive? Oh, no, he doesn't. Sticko with the third shot, and it's the headshot. The amount of damage Godsend just got away with is nuts. Now,
That's
Sticko, sadly. It screws one player. Like, Sticko hasn't got money.
Buy, so it kind of screws the buy overall, yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I think they might just take the eco here in the name to try and get the final 2 rounds and a half, and yeah, it looks like that's what they're going for. A few nades being bought up at least. Sticko, of course, not having to spend too much, but yeah, that's a little bit awkward. Maiden's going for the hero rifle. They're like, okay, we'll just take the eco, guys, since 2 people don't have enough. Maiden's like, nah, I got this.
I got this, bro. Like I said, he makes me feel like I'm watching a rank S game or an FPL, just coming in with the more aggressive plays, and definitely the more confident ones. And you can see he catches a lot of players off guard. Not in this map anyway, certainly in the previous. There's Idis balance taken down, but Madden's a little bit too wide. 12 HP! Oh, he gets 1! But Mur not good for any more. Traded out at least. And it looks like they've secured the round, as only Zen is left alive in a 1v3. He's been having an okay series so far. But I've seen him with far more star quality in the past. Can he answer up now when they really need him? This round would mean so much to Team Godsend. They would completely smash Spirit's economy. And probably claim the at least 7th round on the board for themselves. To be honest, even one more kill at this point would help them out massively, but he's going in for the bomb plant to bridge that gap from... Oh no, he's playing sneaky. He's going to catch him in the vents! Oh, Dean, he's done so much damage! Magix on 15. Now moving to the ramp, he's going to know choppers around this area with the op. He spots him on the left, and he's got him as well! A 1v1 Sen! This is the star power I'm talking about. He hears him in the vents. He knows he's there. And with the Krieg in hand, 1 bullet is all he needs. Magic's creeping forward. He's coming down the stairs. There's no way he suspects him. Oh, he's going to check the angle. But the shot for Zen. And a 1v3. He has done it. And Godsend now 6-7. No money for Spirit.
What a monster, man. When he lined them up in vents, I mean, the spray was pretty tight as well. It was a fairly tight angle that he was on, and able to get that first kill, tag the other player down so low that he couldn't stick around, was forced to fall back off, and then isolates the 1v1 against the upper as well somehow. And that was a great shot as well. That can be counted with a quick flick. I think you nearly broke your voice as that one came in. So a pause comes through. I mean, it's a tactical pause from Godsend. I think as people pointed out, when you win a round like that, sometimes you do need a pause to calm down. And obviously, they also realize that they need to try and capitalize on that, because they can get 8 rounds now because of that.
Oh, 100%, but my heart rate is already at 1 million. I can't imagine what Zen is like after that play. That is a butt clencher for sure. So he's going to need a minute to just bring that pulse down, do a few laps of the room, a few jumping jacks, get the energy out, and focus up on some tactical Counter-Strike. It's hard to do. I mean, if you imagine the position you're in, you're screaming, woo, let's do it, boys. And now you got to sit down and think about everything analytically and tactically yet again. You know, hey guys, let's approach this round. What are we doing? What's the strategy? It's hard to swing into that mindset. Look at Spirit in with a force buy. They had low money on so many players. It makes sense. But this means Godsend could win the half. If they find this round, it's very likely they take it all the way and 8-7.
Yeah, I mean, that's a decent trade, though, for Magix, especially now as Chopper's also pushed up to ramp alongside a teammate also. So they do get the rifle. They've got the full lobby control for themselves. So, I mean, this is one of the better starts that Team Spirit could have hoped for. The question is, though, will they be able to hang on to this? Because Godsend still have so much time to work with. They've still got the favorable weapons. They do also have a player pushed up a little bit on outside, so they know that no one's going to be pushing around from this area for the moment. So, I mean, they kind of can just leave lobby and go and try and get a little bit more towards outside if they want to. And I think that might be the goal. They've still got plenty of nades. Obviously, they could smoke down, try and get the secret. They could put the smokes down a little bit more aggressive if they want to try and go up towards garage, maybe get the control around heaven and hell. But for now, I mean, Team Spirit, they've given up the control that they were able to take early on. Fallen back, just setting up on the bomb sites themselves, having one player here pushed up towards Secret, so he can help if the split comes towards A, he can help if the hit comes towards B, and he can just peek up and rip off a head, apparently. Nice shot by Mir. Destroys Zen, and that seems to have forced Godsend away from putting any players towards outside. Michaelele, he didn't want to stick there alone, and it's the shotgun of Magix as well that's going to be able to find Crystal dropping down. Team Spirit, it looks like they might be able to pull this force buy back. At this point, it's pretty much confirmed. I mean, Maiden in a 1-on-3. We need another 1-on-3 here. Maiden already tagged up being the main issue. Does get Magix, who I don't think had many options there. He was kind of pinned in. Maybe he could have wasted a little bit further time, but it doesn't seem like it's really going to be much of an issue because there's just not time anyway for Maiden to work with. He's forced to run away and save.
Yeah, time being the real issue there, but also his HP. Like you said, it wasn't looking fantastic for him. Spirit do really well to pick up that 8th. Godsend have already got the minimum done. They've got the foundations built for the next half. And really, those foundations might be left bare because the money they've got left isn't ideal. Madden can barely drop anything. A couple pistols. Give Mike a pistol. Oh. Poor Michael. He's got a Glock to back up that scout. I mean, it's a very small thing, but Madden could have given him a deagle, you know? You don't need the money.
Yeah, I mean, especially once it comes to a close range fight, but let's see. I mean, he's just charging across the secret. That is a ballsy play with a scout. he just about survives it. I mean, some good damage being returned elsewhere, at least from Godsend, so it's not the worst. He's gotten some control. They know he's in secret, so they have to worry about that. And I was gonna say they are making it down vent pretty much unscathed, but at that point Crystal spams away a little bit, ends up getting taken down. They do eventually finish off Michael as well, and despite the trades coming back, the damage is still being done. But it's not a terrible spot. I mean, they should be able to get this bomb down.
On the bomb plant, we've seen how they do in the post plants before. Zen's alive with 13 HP, so maybe not the 3k this time. Well, I mean, who knows? Oh, Madden. Dropping the nade onto Murr and putting it into a 3v2. Magix is sat here now behind that smoke, hoping they won't expect a second player from this angle. But Zen, he's tuned in on it. Watching straight for him, and as soon as Zen takes contact, Madden oh, no.
Oh.
That couldn't have physically went worse.
No. Hit by the flash is just... I was like, oh, there's a guy in the smoke tanks. Dae-Jung's already on the bomb site as well, trying to charge forward. He didn't have time. There was obviously no other option anyway, but it wasn't possible, even if he got that kill right there and just stuck the bomb straight away. So, yeah, I mean, that was a tough half right there. Very, very back and forth, but, I mean, yeah, obviously with Godsend having been on the T side, it comes out in a favourable position for them. Despite it being 8 rounds, as you see on your screen if you're a new CSGO comer, that is not a good half for Team Spirit. They're going onto the T side now in a spot where if they lose the pistol, they are going to be struggling potentially. I mean, I'm hoping that they'll be able to put up a good T side themselves. You can never count that out. I mean, Godsend just put up a strong T side. It's just as possible that Team Spirit can as well. And obviously, this is, I believe, the map choice of Godsend because Team Spirit chose Inferno, I believe, previously.
Yes, indeed.
I just had to confirm. I have a terrible memory sometimes.
You would be forgiven, honestly, looking at the map stats anyways. Like, if you let me look at both, not at how frequently they play it or pick it, but just the recent results, I would have guessed that Spirit picked this against Godsend. Because if you take a quick look back at the games Godsend have been playing on Nuke, you see that they... You recall on the previous map, I said they trashed ends. Now, I know that Spirit did as well, but then when it moved on to Nuke, it was 19-16 victory. They lost 16-14 to NIP. Good fight. 16-8 to Vitality. Again, similar to their Inferno. But every game that they're winning, OG 16-14. Copenhagen Flames 19-17. Ents again 16-7. Not too bad. They have this really tight scoreline on it. Yes, they're winning it 4 times, losing it 4 with this lineup in the last 3 months. But the games aren't convincing. It doesn't strike me as a map that Godsend would be picking, although it is their most played map. But in this series, I suppose then when you compare how frequently they play and win, I think the only thing I would see for Godsend, like we said earlier when we were talking about picks, would be Vertigo. And obviously Spirit were wise to that.
Yeah, I mean, you pointed it out at one point that Team Spirit are a team who have a pretty wide map pool, and unfortunately Godsend are not really in that same category.
Mm-hmm.
I believe we should be getting back into it pretty soon. As always, guys, just a little bit of a break at the halftime.
I will say, though, Dean, Godsend have played every map in the last 3 months, but they do avoid Mirage. They do terribly, usually on Overpass. The games that they've played on it were like just whitewashes for the most part. So yeah, like whilst they technically play every map, they really don't. They don't want to play every map.
But then there's Spirit who can play pretty much every map.
Yeah.
I mean, Overpass and Vertigo are on their weaker side, but even then, they're maps that they are able to play, and they do tend to at least make them close games, even if they do lose. And it's not like they have a map that they've played and haven't won at all, which on the other hand, you look at Godsend, you see in the last 3 months, played Overpass a few times, haven't got a victory on it yet. In general, just don't have the greatest of win rates. It is definitely just a tough one coming into. Godsend are in a tough spot, even just as they go into the veto. So, I mean, kind of to be expected, but I mean, their Inferno looked great in that previous map, and their Nuke has been looking really good as well. So, I mean, maybe the statistics don't mean everything, as we do know. It is about who shows up on the day, and that's what I love about CS. But here we go. We are getting back into it now. 3 players going for utility on the T side, surprisingly. That is a lot of nades for Team Spirit. 2 smokes though, so probably going to be taken towards A, maybe with that Molotov as well, perhaps on top of Huh. And yeah, that's exactly what's going straight out, so they want to move quickly with this.
Oh, then they slow it down.
Yeah, no. They were like, stop. I heard the caster say they were going quickly. Let's make them look stupid.
No, they definitely set up for a faster play, but then they slow it, oddly. Madden sat behind that smoke, gives him a little bit of security, not worried about outside now for a couple seconds, gets a headshot, fades through it, looking for the player that came outside, but Murr finds him first. Michaelele with a headshot, tries to drop down, but he couldn't make it in time. Idis balance, 1v3, shooting the body. Fair enough. They know where he is, but they already did. Sticko's managed to fade past him to the left, but Idis balance, he was checking it. And Sticko lands the headshot. 8-8. Godsend pick up that pistol round, and on their CT side now tying it up. Do you think Team Spirit are going to go in for a force buy? I mean, so far they have been, but I'm almost sitting towards an eco on this one.
I don't think they can. I don't think they can afford to give away that many rounds and try and come back on the T side.
4 SMGs.
I mean, if they were to buy, it would be a decent chance, yeah. But I think Godsend kind of realized that they're going to be going up against the eco here most likely, because they take the 1 eco they buy in the next round here. Team Spirit, at that point, if they win the opening gun round, they probably get themselves into the lead at 10-9, maybe even 11-9, depending on if it's a double eco or just an eco for Godsend. So, I mean, there's definitely a chance, but if they were to force buy, that doesn't work out, then they give away another few rounds. Suddenly Godsend being on the CT side have a firm hold, so it really just is a tough spot in general to be in, especially here as they feed all of the kills to Michaelele. He gets himself the ace, only 4 with the MP9, I say only, but yeah, no, that's some nice money for the man who's probably going to pick up the op. And he should know they're on a buy here, so I'd imagine he'd upgrade. But maybe they're just keeping the MP9s. They might go really aggressive or something. Because even if they do lose this round, they've still enough to buy in the next. Apart from Sicko and Madden, it's a bit low.
If you buy 4 SMGs, there's 2 things. You cannot lose a player in the round that you've just played, which they didn't. Good. And you absolutely shouldn't be upgrading here. Maybe an op. Maybe you can upgrade to an op. I'm okay with that. But past that, do not.
Might just froze.
This is a bonus. Oh, really?
Yeah, okay, I'm alright now. It is unfroze. That was really weird.
Yeah, you missed nothing. Just a couple of mollies going down, that's all. Nothing important.
There's a Molotov stuck in the ground now towards Maine. I don't know, my GoTV just completely messed up there. That was really strange.
Yeah, it happens. I've also had an issue because my guns are all now invisible.
That's a common one, yeah.
Doesn't seem to be working. Yeah, something obviously happened that it all went awry at the same time. Anyways, we're Godsend. It's a bonus round. Running down the clock here. Spirit have got some control down to Secret. The player dropped down vents just now. Godsend. Oh, I thought they were going to push up on ramp, but no, they've actually decided to play this one again quite passive and just do the rotates down through the ramp itself, leaving one to watch their behind. Michaelele is in position with a molly out as well. So Spirit need to be very careful not to run this clock too low, but actually Mike just lobs the molly out. Thought he was going to wait for contact and try to molly the T shape in the hallway.
Okay. Still in the smoke, so he does get that down. Unfortunately, he actually just gets spammed through it. Dinks Chopper down to 1, which makes it actually an easy finish for Zen in the end. But again, that one is actually going to get traded out then by Idis Balance. So this is Team Spirit being in a really strong spot right now. They can commit towards B if they want to, which is most likely because they don't have much time remaining. There's still 1 player up towards door, though. So yeah, it looks like they might want to actually bring it up through the vents. That was something that I was thinking they could consider, but now there's 2 players in the lobby who can put up a little bit of a fight. Crystal already rotating in towards Heaven. There's actually only 1 player in the lobby, apologies. There was 2 players, but that was some Dae-Jung waiting for Team Spirit, being the lurker. So, I mean, there's not much hope here for Godsend. As we said, though, coming in with weaker weapons overall, I think especially if they could just save what they have right now, then they'll have a really good buy in this next round still. But I mean, there's 1 kill from Sticko. Not going to try and follow up with it. Could, if he wanted to still go for this round, wrap around towards the vents. But I don't know. Crystal's got a Krieg, so I think, yeah, just back away at this point.
Yeah, you gotta know when it's time to just give up on those kind of plays. Godsend saving forward the weapons. It's the best way to go. And Spirit tie it up. And a good answer back yet again, making sure that throughout this entire series, the scorelines are basically hugging each other. It's really hard to call at the moment.
I think it was 9-9 on the first map as well at one point, and then it ended 16-9.
Mm-hmm. So this is it. Someone's winning a consecutive 7. It's no other possible outcome.
Wayline.
What you lie for? So whoever wins this round wins the game. It's confirmed. We're changing the rules.
Don't listen to Mitch, though. He's lying to you guys. He's a big, filthy liar. But yeah, I mean, it is still a really good buy for Godsend thanks to those saved weapons. So they're not too upset about that previous round. Able to keep some damage on at least. So you can see the economy is still pretty low here for Team Spirit. If they lose this, they only get 1900, which is not enough to buy. So it's a round that they do very much need. Otherwise, Godsend, they're probably going to go ahead and get themselves an 11-9 lead here on the CT side. And just re-establish control for themselves. So it's quite important. Magic's already been tagged down as well. I think that was in towards ramp in the beginning. So not ideal. You can see now they want to try and take it towards outside, get themselves this control. And there's nothing really too crazy from the CTs to hold this either. Do they have a player up in heaven, I believe? It's Michael Lele back towards the spawn, actually, just kind of spotting it quite passively. But once the smokes go down, he can't really do much other than try and spam away.
Yeah, that should be a fairly solid outside take for them. But the smokes being so aggressive, that was really a godsend for Team Spirit. The player pushing through, that's a man advantage. Now that opens it up completely wherever they want to take it. It's down throw. Oh no! Dae-Jung, I think he got caught on the wall. He was too focused on the smokes. They smoked onto the molly, so Zen knew they were coming, but no chance of finding the kill. As Chopper takes the headshot and then mollies himself down to 40 HP just to give the other team a chance. And he might regret that. Michael Lele coming in with one shot, looks for a little bit more. They don't know where Chopper is, but Mur's being spotted. Good flash. A 3K for Mike already. Can't fall back with the molly in play. Oh, but a great flick. And he's got to ace clutch it, but he's got the bomb. 20 seconds left. Play has to be made by Chopper. He comes fading through the smoke. Michael Lele still in the same position, has been spotted yet again. Chopper looking for it with the Krieg. He's managed to make it down and tap the bomb. Mike moves to the right, and Chopper spots his head. 10 rounds on the board for Team Spirit, and an op saved forward. That's a good start for them on the comeback. And finally being in the lead. It's been a little while.
It has, and we are actually going to see a pause coming in. I think this is a technical pause.
Yeah, it looks like Madden's game... Oh, no. It's Madden game crash. Never mind, back immediately.
Oh, that was quick.
So it must have frozen for a second for him.
Yeah, whatever happened to me, maybe.
Probably. My weapons are still invisible. I recorded a demo and everything.
Retry now.
Quickly, I'm going to retry real quick.
That would be the best. I'm the one running the stream, so they don't miss the action anyway. So we're all good. But yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of action for you to miss in this round anyway. It is just a couple upgraded pistols coming in so far for Godsend. Sticko actually ends up getting body armor behind this Deagle. Zen pulls out a P250 as well, but they can't really invest too much. They only get 2400 in the neck, so even putting in these pistols into this round right now is actually damaging the bike quite considerably in the next. It's going to limit their nades quite a bit more. So there is a good chance. I mean, Team Spirit going into this next gun round aren't going to be up against the greatest of buys from Godsend. If they get that, they have a good opportunity to really start running away with a bit of a lead here on the T side. And who knows, maybe even take that 7 rounds in a row, like you were saying. Try and get a revenge 16-9, try and flip it on Godsend. But, I mean, this one, again, not expecting much, but we already do see one player going down for Godsend.
How about the SMG damage here? We'll see how much Magix can pick up. Like I said, he's been playing much better since he's joined up this lineup. In fact, at the moment, he's out fragging both Dae-Jung and Chopper, which is not something we saw him do within his first month of being on this team. And I love it when I see players, himself and Eastor, are the ones that stand out, because it was around the same time we were introduced to them in the Hotshot series, and both of them I really wasn't a fan of in their respective lineups. And they've grown into it. Good shot by Sticko there. He baits in for Madden, who picks up at least one more. Zen's got support. The Deagle up behind. Easy kill, question mark, for Sticko. And it's all down to Chopper yet again. A clutch, but not in the round he thought he'd have to clutch. Plenty of smokes there for him anyways. Can smoke the whole map. But the Deagles are closing in. They want a double peek. Oh, sorry, the pistols. Because Crystal's only got a USP. That's not ideal. But Chopper's going to drop down the fence. That is dangerous. You see, it's a choice you have to make. Do you want to face what you know is going to be 2 pistols? Or do you want to let them get rifles and play for the retake?
Yeah, and I mean, now they've both gotten themselves AKs. The bomb does go down, sure, and they don't have a defuse kit, but they've a lot of time. It's only now being planted. Oh, that time, and
he's been spotted.
That could have been an opportunity for him to get that one kill on Sticko. And as you said, yeah, it definitely seems like they spotted the shoulder, getting ready to go in together. The flash thrown down, and the trade is found by Crystal. Is even like, oh, thanks for the upgrade to the Krieg. There's plenty of time. Despite not having a kit, I will still just leisure over, get myself this weapon, and go back and get the defuse. Godsend, they've stolen away an eco. That was very little investment. I mean, that is heartbreaking for Team Spirit. Thankfully, at least getting the bomb plant helps them out a bit, but even then, there is 3 players who do not have enough to buy, so they might just have to take the eco, buy in the next round, and at that point, again, haven't actually conceded the lead over to Godsend. Most likely, they should be looking at 11 here, although buy does seem to be coming in. Yeah, they're just going to go for it. Okay, this is risky, though. If it doesn't work out, then they definitely have to eco.
An AUG on Michael Ale? What? It's the first time in a while I'm seeing that come out. For the setup in that previous round was perfect, though. Sticko, the problem for Spirit, they needed to shut down Sticko immediately. He picked off one, then he was able to fall back to heaven. They aggressively tried to pursue him too late, and that doesn't matter. Look at the damage with utility alone coming through. Spam from Zen. There's a free kill to Chopper. Murs 33 HP. And Team Spirit, the early push towards A, they were trying to get through Squeaky and indeed through Maine, or through the hut. Not a chance. They don't even make it outside. They don't even get a step onto the A-bomb side. And they've lost about 200 HP and a player.
Yeah, no, this is not going well for Team Spirit in such an important round as well. I mean, as you said, so much damage being done as well as that opening kill already being found for Godsend. There is a decent amount of time left at least, but there's really not many nades. They don't have a smoke. They have one smoke, rather. They have 3 flashes, 1 Molotov, and then 1 HE. A little bit limited on the weapons as well. Just really everything at this point is working against Team Spirit. And at this point, it seems like they do just want to group up and try and take this over towards ramp. Sticko, though, posted up with the Krieg, able to get 1. Drops the nade, so sticks around a little bit longer. Could have been dangerous, but he is actually able to escape away quite easily down towards B. So, again, just extending the advantage. Like, okay, you can have this map control now, but you're working very hard for it. And obviously not really coming out on top of those exchanges. Time getting really low. They need to go quick. I think they're going to bring it back to A.
Even going back to A at this point, it's too much for me. I feel like they should be, with this time, saving. The 20 seconds, there's no way they go at A, surely. No? Okay, moving to the ladder.
Yeah, no,
just
they're
going
not
on up.
for it. It looked like they were going to go for it for a second.
I was very scared. It was just going to be a massacre.
Yeah, no, just chilling on the roof. Getting a little bit away from each other. For reasons.
Again, taking their time. I thought Sticko throwing that nade was going to be the end of him. I thought he had Stickoed around too long. But
Jesus.
but no,
that
they
was
didn't.
a stretch. You literally had to stretch the word to get that then.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. No one noticed. And yeah, but the nade went out. He ran down the ramp, and they were very hesitant to pursue him. Jumped up on the rail close so they couldn't get the angle onto him. Didn't drop down. He's on the B site now. You know he's got a rotation down through vent, so there's a player around Squeaky. And where do you go from there? You can't push him on B. There's 2 players there, so you're at a deficit. You've missed your opportunity to pick him. Going out through heaven is an opportunity, but there's probably someone on top of stairs. You haven't got the time to go towards outside and split. Sorry, I meant the ladder. You haven't got time to go outside, move up the stairs on outside, and go up the ladder and split them. You can't just go straight up the ladder. You'll probably all die. You can't rush B. You'll probably all die. You can't rush A. Guess what would happen? You'd probably all die. So saving was the only choice.
Yeah, no. I mean, yeah, really death was the only option apart from saving. So that's not favorable. Never is. So, I mean, at least it gives them some weapons here. They have the 3 rifles. But other than that, now they've forced up around it. And this could cost them more because now if they don't win this force play specifically, it's probably a 13-10 lead for Godsend. And obviously, being on the T side here, Team Spirit cannot really afford to let Godsend run away with a lead like that, especially considering they're already down a map. They're playing this very passive. Yeah, just giving up lobby at this point, falling back, setting up the outside smokes. They have left the bomb watching at least to make sure that they're not going to get flanked out, but even then, that's pretty passive in theory. Someone could go up through the ladder and get up on the roof.
It's an unlikely push, especially with the lead that Godsend have and the uncertainty of economy. They don't know what Spirit have to work with, exactly how many rifles, how many pistols. If you push into Maine in this round, you need to question your grasp on Counter-Strike. It will be a wild play. So I think Spirit are happy to play that kind of safe strategy, and especially if you go Maine straight up the ladder, you're a lunatic. Okay, Sticko spotted, but he doesn't Sticko around this time. He's bailing on down towards the B-bomb site, getting the support in through the vents, you would hope. It doesn't look like it for now. He's already got someone up close. Madden's able to pick off 2 before falling, and Sticko lines them up, but he misses the spray. Maybe didn't realize the second player was there until it was too late. A quick flank from Michael, though. He's going to debut that AUG for us. And elsewhere, Zen comes up behind a few, picking himself up Chopper. And as he moves on down, that bomb's not going to be planted. The door should be enough to stop some Dae-Jung, and indeed they are. 14 seconds left. Out we go with a flashbang that had popped. 12 rounds on the board for Godsend. Stopping the bomb plant's very important as well, because Spirit might have been tempted to go for a force buy if they found 1 or 2 more kills and a bomb plant, but no, that's not the case.
Nah, they just can't here. Even if they did get the bomb plant, maybe, as you said, it could have tempted them, but I think that would have been a mistake, because they wouldn't have had the greatest of buys. It would have given them the extra 800, sure, but it still would have been nowhere near enough unless they wanted to just go like Galils and armor with no utility, or SMGs and some nades, so it really wouldn't have been very good. But the issue is then still, it's looking like it's probably going to be a 13-10 lead here for Godsend. Already the opening kill as well being found by the Nades. The drop down from Maine, not really going to be working out, as there is Maiden and Zen in position to actually hold this down. So it is an easy little combo right there between the two of them. 13-10, clean round as well. So the economy of Godsend is beginning to build up now. Not fantastic, but they do have a bit onto at least the majority of the players. I mean, Sticko has nearly 10,000, as does Zen. Michael up there looking pretty healthy in terms of the money as well. So it's a pretty tough spot for Spirit to be in. They're going to need to win at least a couple rounds in a row if they actually want to put Godsend onto an eco and actually start getting back into this game properly.
All the Kriegs are marching forward in a quick play in towards A. This is dangerous. Crystal already up top. Right nades going down. No kill for Crystal. Even despite the damage done, Godsend now have to play quite passive. Another nade to follow suit and deal quite a bit yet again. Sticko getting his head warm, but he's not ticked off by the Molotov. They've given up having control for now, but they'll go back up in just a second. Or will they? Because there's another molly in play. And time's really going to be run down by all the utility Spirit have got left to use up. That's the benefit of playing a faster strategy. When you get the bomb down, as long as you haven't lost your whole team, those post plants are very easy to hold because you can delay so much time. They've still got a molly up on Magix. That's it. Godsend have given up the round. They're not going for it.
They can't really afford to, being in the 4-on-5 with it already being so ticked. So it's understandable. They're sticking around somewhat so they can try and actually do a bit of damage at least, but I don't think really anyone from Team Spirit is going to exit in a way that they can. But as I said that, I realize Maiden is pushed around towards the spawn, so maybe he can pick off 1 or 2 of these players. Lines them up, okay. Chopper and some Dae-Jung. I mean, it wasn't early in the round, so he technically wasn't that young in that life, but either way, goes down when he really wasn't looking to. So, I mean, reinvestment has to come back in. Despite no Team Spirit winning that round, they're still kept in a very fragile position. And considering so many players survived for Godsend, they don't really have to spend anything apart from just on the Crystal. So the majority of those players still get to keep that bank. This is the issue, though. They can't just go for another straight-up A-rush. How do they adjust it?
Yeah, you can catch them off guard with a fast play, but yeah, what do you do afterwards? How are you going to make the plays work consistently? Well, you're going to spot Zen out. You're going to take the free kills. He's on 9 HP. Shouldn't be able to get much done. But the nade goes out. I mean, look, he's got good damage return. Considering the position he was in with 9 HP, tucked in the corner, 4 players looking at him. To be able to put players so low alongside the spam, it's positive overall. An advantage for Spirit, though, in terms of the manpower and the weapons that can do the shooty. Michael tucked in. He's, domed by some Dae-Jung. Caught that from Michael perspective. He barely saw the demon as he came around the corner and cut his life short. With 2 players in secret, Godsend really want this to be a B push. And look at the aggression from Crystal. Some Dae-Jung's going to throw this nade. Crystal hears that, at least the drop on the jump, I think. Or is he's tucked back? Might have been just out of range.
Yeah, I'm actually not really 100% sure. That could have given some info over, but I mean, for the moment, Team Spirit still just sticking with most of their players here on outside, looking to try and bring it back towards the A-bomb site, which Godsend now do seem to have a little bit of a read on, especially if Crystal could have gotten this kill. This could have been a very winnable round, but sadly, as he goes down, and then being tagged up heavily as well, there's really not much opportunity anymore. Sticko even getting spammed. dropped to 60 before he's seen any of the other players. So taken out there by Disbalance, Team Spirit do manage to chain together a couple of rounds in a row. But this is still going to be a buy from Godsend, and by the time that money starts to run down in these next couple of rounds, they will still be working with the loss bonus by that point. So Team Spirit, it's a tough spot. They need to start keep taking these rounds and keep building up some money for themselves just in case they do eventually drop one. And I mean, they built up some money off that previous round, thankfully. But it's obviously still Godsend buying. One interesting thing is that Michael doesn't bother to go for the AWP. Instead, back on the AUG. He's loving that weapon this game.
Well, he didn't have a lot of success with it in the previous round, so he wants to roll on again. Give it another shot. Magix, the dedicated bomb carrier, picks that one up. Now they're going to move towards the outside yet again. Again, if you're having success, why not? It's a much more repeatable strategy. With no, this is the thing for Godsend. They haven't really got the reaction aggressively to, well, they haven't got the reaction for outside control specifically, but they are playing down where Zen is right now. We saw Michael do it in the past. Just tucking in, molly in hand. Once the molly goes, drop your smoke. Yeah, same old strategy. But a lot of teams, indeed Team Spirit themselves, are a fan of, if they lose outside, if a team is smoking it, they're going to leave Balance to go down through Secret, come up and watch the left side of red with the AWP. But obviously Godsend weren't feeling that strategy. And that's something I've seen from them consistently, actually, in the history of their nukes. It's never been something that they like to aggressively maintain that control. Which is odd, because it's something that's so important to a lot of teams.
Yeah, I mean, Team Spirit, again, though, they have ran this time down quite a bit. There's only 35 seconds left at this point as they begin to move around towards heaven, and with still a bit of utility here for the CTs. You can see they still have the opportunity to actually delay this push even further. Molotov making things quite difficult. Flash goes down as well, blinding up Chopper. So by the time they do move forward, it's only going to be 20 seconds remaining. But thankfully, they get that kill quickly. I mean, Michael goes straight down now. Crystal on the bomb site is in a very difficult spot to try and hold this from. But there is the flank coming up the ladder, and they have no idea. Sticko manages to pop up and get a double. And now it's all on some Dae-Jung. Very little time. He tries to bring it to B, realizes, what am I doing? I don't have time to do that. And then goes down. Sticko actually gets himself the hat-trick in the end. 3 kills coming in to save that round for Godsend and keep them in the lead and extend it a bit, obviously, of course, now up to a 14-12. One more round to at least have the security of an overtime. The Team Spirit, they are able to buy back in. If they don't work it out, if they don't manage to make this one work, they could be going into potentially the final round of the game, though, with a very weak buy.
100%, this could be a problem for them. I mean, you see Spirit turn it around. Balance on the AWP. Is he going to be the point man, the one making a difference? No, it's some Dae-Jung coming in through Squeaky and taking Zen out. But as he goes further aggressive, it's Crystal that shuts him down. Man advantage no more, but damage done to Crystal, and in a 4v4, the T-side will find it that little bit easier to work around. The smoke on outside will rob the CTs of any information as to whether they've made it aggressive or not, or at least that's the plan. But Sticko doing something we talked about before, going aggressive down through Secret and coming up on the stairs. So he's spotting nobody's pushing here, which should give away to the other players that they're probably moving in towards A or ramp. Michael is hearing the utility usage on ramp, and with the AWP, he'll hold close to hopefully find 1 kill, but they are going to have to concede this control. That wallbang was very close to catching Mur.
Yeah, it was. I mean, right now, though, there's only 1 player, I believe, actually down on this B-bomb site. It is indeed only 1 man to try and defend initially. Sticko, though, is here to kind of help. He's smoked off for the moment, though, so couldn't really do a lot. Tried to delay with the Molotov. Unfortunately, though, Madden on the bomb site just gets dropped immediately, so that makes things very, very difficult now. They don't have a smoke for the door, so they do just have to challenge it. I was going to say that does give some opportunity for Sticko if he can get 1 or 2 kills to maybe give some hope and revitalize the round here for Godsend, but he ends up going down straight away to Chopper. So the bomb gets planted in a 4-on-2, and really there's very few options here for Michael and Crystal other than, again, just to back away and save. With that, they will have a pretty strong buy. Sticko and Zen can buy for themselves. Crystal can drop 1 to Maiden. So, I mean, there is that, but obviously, right now, Spirit, they have a good opportunity. If they do win this next round, Godsend would have to take an eco. At that point, Spirit, they have a chance to take 15 for themselves.
Spirit are definitely the team with the pressure on their shoulders. They're not one that strike me as a team that really care when they're 1-0 down to maps or anything. Like, watching these guys play live, they're so calm. They're so collected all the time. Like, emotionless. Obviously, It means a great deal to them, but they certainly don't show it, and they don't let it get to them. That tilt factor is not really a big deal. Balance 23 for 15. He's slowed down since the first half, but I think that's fairly acceptable. He was 13 for 4 at one point. And that was actually the point where they were 5 for 5 tied up. It felt like nothing he could do was enough. But now being a difference maker. Dae-Jung again. Same old strategy. Oh, a little bit different this time. He catches Michael trying to fade out of the molly he just thrown. Fantastic utility usage. Getting himself a kill that Michael couldn't even see him. As the Krieg spammed him down. They're going to retrieve that AWP. Crystal has to be cautious. Doesn't want to get spammed to death. No one's got it just yet. Oh, I think, did Crystal fail to get it, or did he try to bait bullets? I'm not sure.
I'm not really sure myself either. Didn't manage to catch it. But
it makes sense going to Zen, though.
Yeah, no, I mean, he can definitely utilize it. Where's he heading with it at the moment? Yeah, gone around towards Secret. Oh, unfortunately, though, Balance had just repositioned himself, so he was up there posted, waiting for someone to try and peek up, expecting, okay, well, they're in a man disadvantage, so they kind of have to make a bit of a play somewhere if they want to try and pull this round back. And, yeah, I mean, able to just punish it right there. 5 on 3 now. As I said, if this round goes to Team Spirit, Godsend probably looking at the eco in the next, so I think really the ideal position here for Godsend is to try and save all 3 weapons, obviously, if they can't win the round, but they do have the A stack right now, so I mean, there's a chance Team Spirit, this is where they want to try and bring it, so 3 players here to defend, it's definitely winnable. Oh yeah, it's just crumbling, okay. Bomb dropped, 4 players dropped, more importantly, for Team Spirit. What the hell?
That one really hurts. Balance 22 HP. No way he pushes this. He's off to save. Tail between his legs, and again, it feels like Team Spirit are just on the knife's edge all the time. Rounds traded back and forth this entire game, but Godsend finally, they're 2 ahead with only 1 to go. Team Spirit need 2 in a row. They gotta hit that overtime. There's no other chance for them, and this streak of sorts is going to involve a very low buy to start it out. I mean, things are looking bleak. A pause surely to come through. No, they're going to do this raw.
This is going to be tough. I mean, there's been so many rounds in this for Team Spirit where they could have and should have won, even back on the other map as well. I mean, just that 1v3 from Zen was incredible. So, I mean, yeah, just this game has been crazy. Map 1 was crazy as well, all the way up until it was 9-9. Then it got a little bit more one-sided, but Nuke just throughout has been continuously back and forth at this point, and it's certainly been an exciting matchup. This round, though, is so important. I didn't manage to catch that one. Auto Director not doing its job for me. I'm guessing Michael just destroyed that person because he was playing a pretty passive angle.
It was the millisecond. So he was playing passive, looking at the cross on red, and Balance got boosted up at a random part of red to try and jump on top of his buddy's head and snipe Michael and spawn, knowing he was playing from around there. Before he could even see he was above red, Michael headshot him. Just flicked up and took the shot. It was beautiful. And now a 5v4. That's such a huge advantage.
Yeah, no, this is massive right now for Godsend. I'm really not too optimistic about Team Spirit's chances to pull this round back, because right now there's only 48 seconds. They have so little control. I think they're kind of limited to probably just bringing this on towards A right now, and that does kind of seem to be the goal. In theory, they could still shift it back towards ramp, but indeed setting up in lobby at this point, Madden, Crystal, and I believe then a player who's up towards Heaven as well. Actually in towards Hell right now, Michael is, so he'll need to rotate over pretty quickly if he wants to try and help out, but just in general, they still have that crossfire set up. They've actually managed to get down vents somehow. Some openings certainly being found. Crystal really trades one back, and as I pointed out, the 2 players playing around Hell/ramp area, it does give them the ability to rotate down quickly as well. So, I mean, it's still a man advantage. At least the bomb is going to be planted for Team Spirit, but they just crumble afterwards. Apologies, guys. Trying to observe while commentating is very difficult, so I was failing right there. But, yeah, no, Godsend have managed to get themselves the 2-0, and, I mean, there was quite a few moments in that game where it seemed like Team Spirit had the opportunity to make it happen. I mean, even in the first half, it was close up until kind of we did see Godsend eventually manage to pull it up to the 7 rounds, I believe it was, they got on the T side, if I remembering correctly.